So, you're thinking about doing your 200-hour yoga teacher training. That's amazing, but I get it. It can feel a bit overwhelming. I mean, what even is a 200-hour YTT and what should you expect? Well, when I did mine, I'll be honest, I had no idea what to expect. Would I be flexible enough? I didn't know if I'd be strong enough. I didn't even know if I knew all the names of all of the poses. And then to top it off, I tried to save money by taking trains and buses instead of just having a car share from the airport to the destination. And that left me lost in the middle of nowhere in Italy. But you know what? In the end, it was absolutely fine. And in fact, I would say it's probably the best thing I've ever done. It transformed my whole yoga practice and probably me as a person. In fact, I wish I'd have watched a video like this to just help me prepare. So let's grab a tea, get comfy and break it all down together. Okay, so what is a 200-hour YTT? Well, think of it as yoga boot camp, but in the best way. It's basically a deep dive into yoga, but beyond just the poses. So you'll learn everything from alignment and breath work to philosophy and anatomy. I'd say by the end of it, you'll go from a yoga lover to a yoga leader. So let's do a quick breakdown of what you'll learn. You'll have the asana, or the physical poses. That's where you'll learn how to properly execute and teach different postures like warrior two or child's pose. You'll also have pranayama or breath work. This is where you can master some different breathing techniques and learn how to start incorporating them into your own lessons. And of course, you'll have yoga philosophy. So have you ever heard of the 8 limbs of yoga? Because if you haven't, you definitely will after your training. There's the anatomy and physiology. That's where you'll understand how the body moves and how to help prevent injuries. And of course, you'll learn how to teach, the teaching methodology, because learning how to actually teach is a very different skill, but with enough practice, cueing is going to start feeling very natural. And then meditation and mindfulness, because yoga, of course, isn't just about movement, it's really a mindset. Let's talk about the time commitment and what you should expect, because a yoga teacher training can be full-time, over 3 to 4 weeks, or part-time, which is over several months. Either way, you should expect long days filled with yoga and lectures, some self-reflection, but lots of growth. Here's what a typical yoga teacher training kind of day in the life looked like for me. From 6:30 till 7, we do a meditation. And then from 7 till 8, we had a yoga flow. Then 8 o'clock, we had breakfast. And after that, pretty much all day, we would study and practice teaching. There was a lunch break in the middle. And then at the end of the day, at 6 o'clock, we'd have another yoga practice just before dinner. So it's full on. I would recommend being prepared for what is quite an immersive experience. So who is this yoga teacher training for? Well, you don't need to be super flexible or even an expert. I would say if you love yoga and just want to learn more, then this is for you. Some people even enter a yoga teacher training with no real intention of even teaching. I think they just kind of want to deepen their practice. Either way, it's all good. So how do you choose the right yoga teacher training for you? Here's what I would recommend for you to consider. The accreditation, because if you want to actually teach, looking for a Yoga Alliance certified program would probably be recommended. If it's just for like personal growth, then that probably doesn't matter quite as much. One thing that's super important is the instructor. Really research your teachers, watch their videos, take their classes if you can, read some reviews, and I would actually, here's my top tip, I would recommend looking at teachers that you follow on social media or YouTube already, and if they offer a yoga teacher training, great, go with them. If not, then see where they trained and go with their teacher. Okay, so there are different types of training formats. You can do an in-person intensive, which is like 3 to 4 weeks, total kind of immersion and good if you want to focus very deeply. There's a part-time one, which is kind of weekends, evenings. I guess that's perfect if you have other commitments or want to spread the teaching out. And then there's an online yoga teacher training that's flexible, but make sure it includes some live sessions and feedback. And the location. Of course, training in Bali sounds very dreamy, but local programs could also help you build connections in your yoga community. And then the style. There's Hatha, Vinyasa, Ashtanga, Yin, there's loads. So choose a yoga teacher training that aligns with the style that you really love. I personally did a 3-week intensive in Italy that was focused on like Vinyasa yoga. For me, like the hot climate, like-minded people who I'm still very good friends with, and like amazing food just made the whole thing so unforgettable. It really was a fantastic experience. Make sure you prep your body and mind. Even if you're already fit, like a yoga teacher training can be pretty physically and mentally demanding. There were a few things that helped me. On the lead up, I would do a daily practice, even if it was just 20 to 30 minutes of sun salutations, some standing poses or like balancing work, core work, also really important. All of that really helped me prepare. I would recommend that you do the same. Also, start to incorporate some breath work and meditation into your daily practice, because whilst you'll cover a lot of that and do a lot of it on your yoga teacher training, it's also going to help you just personally during any intense moments. A big one, prioritize rest and nutrition. So make sure you drink plenty of water, eat some good nourishing foods, and don't overstress yourself before you go. Just pace yourself, because the last day is the finishing line, not the first one. Here's what I would recommend packing. So if your program doesn't provide yoga mats, then you might need to bring your own. Be aware of that when you think about traveling. If you have to travel on a plane or anything like that, it can be quite big and awkward, so just be aware of that. But also bring a notebook and some pens. You're going to take lots of notes, some comfortable clothes, yoga clothes, a water bottle. Stay hydrated. I'm talking from experience there in Italy. I definitely needed that. Some snacks. You might be in a remote location, so bringing your own energy bars or nuts, that's going to be good. Your muscles are going to take quite a big impact, so maybe some muscle balm or something that's going to help you relax. And then on the subject of relaxing, maybe an eye mask or earplugs, because you're going to really appreciate all the sleep that you can get. So what happens after you've completed it? That's fantastic, but now what? I would say give yourself just a bit of time to process everything, reflect on the whole journey, and then start to integrate what you've learned into your own practice, because there's no need to just jump into doing some crazy poses straight away to impress people on social media or your family and friends. But do start teaching, even if it's just for friends or like a donation-based class. Teaching is going to really help solidify everything you've learned, because I guess that's the point, right? It's not just to deepen your own practice, but you want to be able to share what you've learned in an articulate way. And stay inspired. Keep practicing, exploring different techniques. That's how you're going to grow. Just like yoga is a real lifelong journey, I think teaching is too. It comes with practice, and you're going to start to find your own rhythm, and if that takes some time, then great, as long as you stay inspired. And well, that's pretty much it. I'd say you're now in the perfect place to just decide if the yoga teacher training is for you. But regardless, wherever this path is going to take you, enjoy the whole journey. It's going to be great. If you found this helpful, then like the video, subscribe, and even share your thoughts in the comments. I would really appreciate that and love to read them. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck on your yoga journey.